They find joy in music, in dancing, in each other. In fact, watching them, it's easy to forget that they came from lives most of us could never imagine.
Some of the kids that we have were coming from the street. They used to use Smith glue. Some of them were in jail.
Algunas condiciones son deplorables. Hay niños que viven en pobreza extrema.
There are kids who live in extreme poverty. There is no electricity and no drinking water. They have to look for water in a river or a creek.
When they come to NPH and we get them as babies, usually they're malnourished, full of parasites, and the mental condition is a little bit easier to see in the older ones. They just are very angry internally.
And some of them were, their parents were so abusive to them that it's incredible. Sometimes even myself, I cannot understand how come a kid was mistreated that way.
These are the children of Nuestros Pequeños Hermanos Nicaragua, literally an island of hope in one of the Western Hemisphere's poorest countries. More than half of Nicaragua's population live in extreme poverty. Its people are the victims of war and years of social and political upheaval. But on the island of Ometepe, a rough boat ride across the lake from Grenada, NPH Nicaragua is home to close to 300 orphaned and abandoned children. Casa Santiago, which got its start in 1994, is one of 6 NPH homes throughout Central America and the Caribbean. They are all based on the principles Father William Wasson laid out when he founded the first NPH home in Mexico back in 1954. To join Nuestros Pequeños Hermanos, or as we say in English, our little brothers and sisters, children must be orphaned and abandoned and come from a poor family. All brothers and sisters under age 12 must join together. The children are not put up for adoption because our goal is to keep siblings together and give them a secure home for as long as they choose, a place where they can feel safe and supported.
When they treat me bad, I go and I hug the kid. I put him on my legs. Sometimes I kiss their chin, because that's what they want. They want to feel love. That's the same thing that I wanted to feel. Somebody to care for me, somebody to love me, somebody to tell me, you can do it. Don't stay behind, you can do it. That's what
Marlon Velasquez grew up at NPH Honduras. He now runs Casa San Marcos, an NPH Nicaragua home for around 20 boys with behavioral problems and special needs, on Ometepe, about 45 minutes away from Casa Santiago.
We have a chance to have a more direct contact with the kids because we have less children than we have in Santiago. And also we have more people working with them.
The boys at San Marcos help by working on the farm here, which provides much of the food for NPH Nicaragua. But they also spend a large part of their day in the classroom.
Education is the most important thing that they can take from NPH.
Education is central in the NPH philosophy and a core part of life for all NPH children. Even the youngest children who live across the lake at Casa Cis in San Jorge go to school every day.
I love to watch the children when they learn to read and come into school not knowing colors, and I just love to see the progress of the children. They advance so fast, and the joy of learning.
Usually around age 7, the children move to the island, where everyone from primary to high school level attends classes at the on-site school at Casa Santiago. A row of technical workshops, teaching everything from sewing to computers, is also an essential part of the children's learning process. Once children complete their education at Casa Santiago, they have the opportunity to go on to college in the capital. But first, they must give an año familiar, a year of service, back to the house.
It's a year of service to the community of NPH. What does that mean is that for 1 year you will dedicate all the time to your little brothers and sisters. you can either go into the kitchen, do laundry, taking care of the animals, the farm, taking care of the kids themselves. It creates more responsibility on ourselves, and it makes us think more of others.
Claudia is a year of service pequeña who takes care of the younger girls, and next year plans to go on to college. She is one of many NPH success stories, like Pepito, who came to NPH 6 months ago, barely alive.
Y cuando llegué a su casa de Pepito,
When I arrived at Pepito's house, you couldn't really
eso
call
no
this
se
a
llama
house.
casa, creo yo.
The conditions were
Eran unas
horrible.
condiciones malas. No
When I
creía
met
que
him,
alguien
I didn't
como
think
él
someone
podía
like him
vivir.
could live.
Su antebrazo era de este
His
tamaño.
forearm was so
Esto,
tiny, and he was so
y
thin
bien
and suffering from
delgadísimo,
malnutrition.
delgadísimo. Y ahora me parece maravilloso cuando lo veo.
And now it's just wonderful when I
Eso, pues,
see him.
ha sido
His case really has made an impact on me.
NPH tries to instill in its children a strong faith, strong values, and all of the tools they need to become productive members of society. Our kids also have a deep sense of cultural pride.
We are very lucky here in NPH Nicaragua because the kids seems to have it in their blood. They enjoy dancing, they enjoy singing. It's something that makes them happy.
Our dance troupe has performed in the United States, giving these kids an incredible life experience and raising thousands of dollars. No small accomplishment. But NPH survives mostly on the financial support of individual donors. Hundreds of people throughout North America and Europe give a small amount each month to sponsor a child. And all of these contributions combined pay for the bulk of our operating costs. But our family grows constantly, and so do our expenses. Your contribution, even a small one, can help put these kids on the path toward a brighter tomorrow.